have shells because they used it for pilgrims until the 18th century, and now you know that the shell, that's the symbol of Santiago, San James. And just sitting in front of the main facade, just on the other side of the cross, there's a pilgrim made of bronze. So let's go quickly and have a look. So the pilgrim is sitting here since May 1998. So almost 10 years ago. He's just resting before going to Santiago de Compostela. Okay? And at the feet of the building, you can see some meridians made of bronze just between the flowers. That's the most important stops on the way to Santiago. Okay?
I don't see what.
Just behind you. Okay, so just behind you, this is a house made by Antonio Gaudí.
Oh, it's plain.
So just remember, no, I don't wait for them.
No.
So just remember that Antonio Gaudí was born in the province of Tarragona, not far from Barcelona, in 1852. And he died in Barcelona in 1926. So 1852, 1926. And he's well known everywhere because he started La Sagrada Familia, the neo-Gothic cathedral in Barcelona. And Mr. Gaudi, outside Barcelona, just made 3 buildings. That house, this house here in León, a bishop palace in the same province, in Astorga, because he was friend of the Bishop of Astorga at the end of the 19th century, and a small house in the Cantabrian coast, close to the sea, in the north of Spain. Okay? So Gaudi made that house at the end of the 19th century for a textile society. There were 2 owners. They were from León, and they were close friends of Mr. Güell. And if you know a bit Gaudi's life, or nothing, that's not important. I mean, Gaudi made a lot of things for the Güell family. If you've been to Barcelona, or if you're going to Barcelona, you're going to see Park Güell. Well, other things, but everybody always visits Park Güell, made for the Güell family, because the Güell family enjoyed since the beginning Gaudi ideas, but just them, because the rest of the people didn't like Gaudi ideas. I'm talking about the end of the 19th century. It was too modern. So Güell, Mr. Güell was friend of these 2 owners of the textile shop. That's why he convinced Gaudi to come here to make that house. And that's why he agreed. And he made it quickly. You've got that on your right. 1892, 1893. Just 1, 2 reasons. He had a lot of money and he had freedom. And it was important. So, but Gaudi was clever enough. That's why he made a neo-Gothic building. Neo-Gothic, the meaning is that this is a modern building using Gothic shapes. So look at the windows. Also stained glass windows. And over the main door, St. George, St. George, that's the patron saint of Barcelona, and also of England. And here's, limestone. This is limestone from the mountain, limestone, and slate for the roof. So the stone came from the mountains, and the slate from the western part of the ground. This morning was That's his face when he was here in Leon. Not the body, because Gaudi was small and skinny, so not fat and big, but that really his face. When he was here in Leon, he was 41 years old, middle of his life. After that, he went back to Barcelona and he started La Sagrada Familia. Okay, so we want take a picture with him because this Gaudi, won't say anything. It in 1205 and they finish it in 1301. 1205, 1301, 1 century. That's short for a Gothic cathedral. So as you will see, that's not a big cathedral, and the style is pure Gothic because they didn't have time to add other styles. So in front of you, this is the main facade, and from here you can see most of the Gothic shapes. First of all, Gothic is high, to be close to God, to be close to heaven. That's important. And for that, they use the pointed arches and the flying buttresses. The flying buttresses, that's the arches sustaining the vault. You can see them from here. That's why they could make higher buildings, because in Gothic style, the walls don't support the vault, the roof, So that's why they could open the walls, and that's why inside you're going to find 2,000 square meters of stained glass windows. So the towers are different. On your left is the Northern Tower, Bell Tower, 65 meters high and cleaned, that's why the stone is different, cleaned in 1997. Then the main wall is 49 meters high and we have just cleaned the 8 windows under the window. So look at the difference. Inside they are cleaning, so I will explain you how they are doing the cleaning. And then on your right, this is the Southern Tower, Clock Tower, 67 meters high and cleaned also in 1997. That's why again the stone is a bit nice. They use the main altar and there's a mass at 11, 12, 1 and 2 o'clock. And Friday afternoons and Saturday, all these weddings. So tomorrow is Friday, we've got 2 weddings in the afternoon. So it's still, yes, working, church. Okay, so let's start here the visit. Let me say some words about the structure of this cathedral and then the windows. So as I have told you outside, they started this cathedral in 1205. In front of you, that's the apse. And they finish it, they close it in 1301. 1205, 1301, 1 century. That's short for a Gothic cathedral. That's why it's not big, and the style it's pure Gothic. So we say here French Gothic style. In fact, French people designed this cathedral. That's why outside it's very similar to Chartres and to Notre Dame, and inside also to Chartres. And he came from Chartres. His father was one of the builders of Chartres. That's why inside the influence, as you can see, is direct. So the shape of this cathedral, it's a Latin cross shape. The meaning is that that nave is longer than the transept. Latin cross shape. It's not too big, it's 90 meters long, 30 meters wide, and here 39 meters high. Again, 90, 30, 39, excuse me. Important, they follow number 3 to design this cathedral. 90, 30, 39 is 3, 3, 3, 3. That's the symbol of the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Son Spirit. That's why in this cathedral, in many places, you can see number 3. At the entrance, 1, 2, 3 names. The windows have got 1, 2, 3 parts. We've got 3 big also rose windows and 3 doors. Also important, talking about numbers, number 4. If you pay attention, all the windows have got 4 lancets. 4, that's the 4 evangelists. 4 lancets and 3 roses. 4, 3, 4, 3, because 4 and 3 make 7. 7, that's the most important number for Christian people. That's why, just over the main altar, you can see 7 nerves. Again, number 7. Another thing important, in Gothic style, it was to have, as I have told you outside, a high cathedral to be close to God, to be close to heaven. That's why Gothic is so high. And perhaps what was really important in that Gothic style, it was to have light, sun inside. So that's the purpose of making so many stained glass windows, to have sun, to have light inside. Light, the symbol of God. So that's a bit the idea, to understand a Gothic cathedral, to be high, to be close to God, and to have light, to be wonderful. And that's why here you can see 2,000 square meters of stained glass windows. As I told you when we started the visit, as everybody is asking us, that's the best collection of medieval windows in Spain, and the second one in Europe. Number 1 is Chartres in France, number 2, Leon. So 96% of these windows, 96, are medieval windows made between the 13th and the end of the 15th, beginning of the 16th. And the rest finished in the 17th, 18th, 19th century. And all of them, of course, were made here in Leon. The first windows were made by French people because they follow the French technique. They are stained glass windows. The meaning is that they are small pieces of glass, different colors, connected together with lead. The black line, that's the lead between the different parts of glass. And the colors, they obtain the colors through oxides of metals, flowers, plants. Everything, of course, they use natural products. And once the window was ready, they put it inside an iron structure. The line, that's the iron inside the stone, sustaining the different parts of the windows. So here, what is important, in fact, that's not the metals, that's the meaning of the windows. We've got 3 parts, and there is a difference of colors between the north and the south. In the north, there's no sun, no light, symbolic, lot of blue. That's the symbol of the cold colors. But the south has sun, has light, so lively colors. We've got blue, but also red, yellow, pink, green, violet, more colors. So that's the first difference. North, south. And then the 3 parts. In the first part, just around us, the windows are decorated with flowers, plants, all typical from here, and small head of animals. You can see them here on your left. Everybody? Yes. They are not real animals. So the meaning is up to you. You can see what you can and what you want. And that's the first part of the word. That's the vegetal kingdom and the animal kingdom, living over the mineral kingdom, symbolized by the blind wall. Then you've got these 3 windows with people. That's the place dedicated, they say in the past, to common people. They're showing us some works, some vices, and some virtues. Then the first floor, that gallery, we call that Triforium in Gothic style. And in that part, first floor, you can find only coats of arms, blazon of important people. So that's the place dedicated to good people, we say. We suppose they were good. Why not? But they were rich. That's true. So they gave money to the church and they put the symbols of the families. That's why they were over common people, animals, plants. And finally, last part, on the very top, we've got 15 windows in the northern part, 15 windows in the south. In the northern part, the windows are decorated with biblical people. but biblical people from the Old Testament, before Jesus. No sun, no light, darkness. On the other side, the big windows that are in the southern part have sun, have light. That's why on the top we can find people from the New Testament. New Testament were the people who lived after Jesus, with symbolic, of course, the light that Jesus brought to the world for Christian people. And to end, the last window just behind you of the platform, there's a window made up of two thin windows surrounded by yellow. Everybody can see it? Can see them? That's, from the 13th century. That's Jesus tree. Jesus tree, that's the family tree of Jesus. That's why it's between the old, Jesus was born, New Testament. That's his family tree. That's the meaning of Jesus tree. And over it, there's a window, also surrounded by yellow. And I hope you can see something blue and red in the middle. Everybody? Yes? At the very top? Something red. That's Jesus. Jesus is sitting there for two reasons. This is the highest window, so he could see the word, symbolized by the window. And second reason, that's the eastern part. So every day, that's the first window that has sunlight, again symbolic. Light coming every day through Jesus. Then the sun. And in Romanesque style, at the beginning, they didn't decorate the churches because they thought that decorations were not important and that had decoration. And slowly, in the 11th century, that's when they started to decorate the church. That's right here. On your left, you can see the porch of the Lamb. Middle of the 11th century, and most of the people say that this is the first church in Spain in Romanesque style to have a biblical scene. As you can see, you've got the sacrifice of Isaac by his father Abraham. And then the second part of the door, the attic, the balcony, that's new, Baroque style, 17th century. And you can see on the very top, San Isidoro on a horseback. That's San Isidoro Matamoros, killing Moors. I think in Santiago we have seen Santiago Matamoros. Santiago on a horseback, killing Moors.
Yes.
Symbolic, of course. So people say that also San Isidoro helped some Christian kings to win battles against the Moors. Symbolic because San Isidoro lived between the 6th and the 7th century, and Santiago, St. James, he died in the year 44. And they started the Reconquest in the middle of the 8th century. So, of course, they couldn't be killing people because they died a long time, before the Reconquest. That's just symbolic. And the church has the title of Basilica. It's a basilica since 1944 because, as you will see, the Holy Sacrament is displayed night and day, every day. That's why inside we must be in silence to respect the Holy Sacrament. And that's why every day we've got here 7 Mass. And the church doesn't close. It's open 24 hours because there are always people inside praying. So let's go. Let's have a look. The church is dedicated to San Isidoro. San Isidoro was a bishop. He lived in Sevilla, in the south, between the 6th and the 7th century. He was an important Christian writer. That's why in the middle of the 11th century, they brought his relics, his body, from Sevilla to Leon to have an important church. As I have said in the cathedral, important churches, they needed relics. That's why they are still inside the church. And you will find in the main altar, you will see a Latin cross shape as usual. It's Romanesque. You will see semi-barrel vault. Only the main altar was rebuilt in the 16th century after a fire. And you will see the throne with the Holy Sacrament, and under it, the chest that has the relics of San Isidoro. Okay, so let's go inside.
also setting to get enough light? What can you shoot up to?
1 lumen.